What's good, everybody? It's your boy back with another reaction video, and I will be reacting to The Witcher Season 1, Episode 8. Now, where we left off, Geralt was in Sentry at the time of the attack. He fought his way out, and he went there to get uh, Sorella, or Ciri, and because he wanted to protect it, because he saw Nilfgaard was camping out around Sentry, because he knew they were about to attack. So the queen was like, "Fuck off." She sent someone to kill him because she just he's coming to get serious or kill him. I don't want to do. Um, I don't want him to do the law surprise or whatever. And then he ended up doing the law surprise anyway, so that he could protect Siri because the queen was being a bitch about it. And then they took him captive during that whole thing. They were. I mean, I get it. They royalty and they prideful and everything, but that was dumb. Like he was. I'm just trying to protect. He even said I take her and I will bring her back after after the battle and everything is done. I will bring her back because I'm just taking her to protect her to make sure she's safe. I'm not trying to steal the kid because I know they do a Witcher thing anyway. Where I know in the game where I think is if you hire a witcher or something, you can't pay him, and they say, well, you got to give me the first thing you lay eyes on when you go home. Kind of like the law of surprise, and I think the first thing if you lay eyes on whatever you go in there, then you got to give them whatever you see. If you like see your kid, you got to give me a kid or whatever. That'd be interesting. Because what if you see your wife? It was a woman and she saw her husband. You gotta I don't maybe it don't go for adults, but for children and like perishable, like I saw a pig. It's a pig. You can eat it, I guess. But yeah, she was being a huge bitch about it. But from her point of view, I can understand, and it made sense that she was trying to protect her daughter. That's why she was doing all this shit about building walls and cutting people off and shit like that. Very, very, very Trumpy. Like with the and like really the building the walls around Century and cutting people off, and then the mages are like fuck Century because they cut us off and they think they know everything, but they think they know everything. I mean, if you look at the mages, especially in that, I think it was episode was it 2? I think it was, or 3. It might, whichever one was. I think it was 3 when he fought that Striga, and that whole Illuminati almost meeting they have, and it was like Nilfgaard needs correcting. Like what was it? They said Nilfgaard Century. I can't remember. One of them they said needs correcting. It's just like it's almost like people. It's like what people thinking they hear when they think about world leaders meeting, and like tell it they feel like like plotting how they control the world, and like this place needs correcting. It's like that's the way it felt. But yeah, it was interesting. But then yeah, they saw and Geralt saw the queen kill herself when she jumped out the window. He was there, and then he went to go get Sentry. He like tortured the guy. I love medieval tortures, like when they show it in stuff. It is, and they get like back in the day when people didn't give a shit. I mean, even though I know this is fantasy, you thinking about like Game of Thrones, or whatever, and it's all fantasy, but they do try to take from actual things that happen in real life, so like torture, for instance. Like you can just read about it. Like I read a bunch of stuff about how people just torture people back in the day, like boil people's feet, or the brazen bull was a popular one, or drawn quartered, or it was a machine, well, not a machine, but like a thing where they put your hands in and they just keep cranking it to pretty much break your bones, and then they key cranking it. They did that a lot during like the Spanish Inquisition to people, to the what's it, conversos? Converso, I think they call them. People converting, Jews converting to Christianity, conversos or something like that. They did. I think it was because I remember I saw that they did it during the witch trials too to people, trying to get them to confess. I'm like, yeah, you hurting this person. They ain't gonna confess. They'll say whatever to get you to stop. But why would someone say that they in league with the devil if they're not? Bitch, because you like choking them, like they would hang people enough to choke and then let them down, or that dumb shit with if we throw you in the water, but then they tied them to like a chair and dunked them on this like seesaw type shit, nightmarish seesaw, and like if you drown, then that means you're a witch. I mean, if you drown, you're innocent. If you don't drown, you're a witch. It's like, that doesn't sound right because like either way, this person loses, they die, or I guess they levitate out the water, and then you take them and burn them. Like, in that case, they could levitate. Why don't they just levitate and fly away? Why would they just let me just levitate and then land right next to you so you can take me, burn me instead, or hang me or whatever? Like that is people. Like when you just look at the stuff that people have done, like you're like, man, these people. You think they were stupid, but then you look at people today. I mean, yeah, we're a lot more knowledgeable of the world and stuff like that, but we still do a lot of dumb shit. I guess the more things change, the more they stay the same. But anyway, let me get to this. I hope because my damn headphones, these damn fucking Bluetooth headphones, kept cutting off while I was, and I didn't want to stop the video because I was like, I don't want to edit this more. It's the first time I actually felt the fan on this. I think it's the fan. It might be the hard drive fan, but I was getting on this laptop. Anyway, the damn sound was cutting out, and I didn't want to stop the damn video. They had to edit that, me stopping the video and stuff. So it cut out a few times, but still, this is the last episode, so. Alright, here we go. So this is taken up right after the first one, the previous episode.
Ill winds follow grave robbers.
If I was a robber, I'd be taking their belongings, butcher.
If I was a butcher, you'd be amongst the corpses.
With the hands of two, I could move quicker.
The only thing you should do quickly is flee.
Look at these people. Innocent people. Killed for what? So Nilfgaard can have more land? Do better.
I feel like they were killed by something else the way Garrett was talking. Shit, yeah. Some monster, so they killed him.
Go home.
No, he drank his.
I can help.
One bite will kill you.
Or you.
Go home.
He's alright. I think Garrett will probably take at least a bite. Trimmers. As I'm guessing, Garrett probably could take at least one bite. But damn, it's like this. How they not just biting the shit out of him already? Oh, okay. I guess you can kill him with your bare hands.
Fuck.
That one that he just broke his neck, his head like turned towards his eye. It's like kind of like if you punch a zombie and their mouth just happened to be open, you get bit in the hand.
Not a happy ever after all.
Like they say, witches retire when they get slow. Oh. But you still stole my damn horse, and my horse is like it's been skinned? Like, oh, it's an upside down cross. Satan. Does Christianity even exist in this universe?
You're a talented mage. An asset to be sure. Despite being
An inconvenient asshole.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Why did you come?
She's like, I don't have to answer shit. I do what I want. I'm a strong woman. When I was a kid, I wanted to live in a castle. Heard they're very drafty. Are they trained with weapons? Or are they relying on this guy to show them? Maybe someone trained on their own with weapons in some of the kingdom they were at.
Is this all we have?
Hi. I'm afraid so.
That's hot. I like that.
I wish I could do that.
It's magic.
It's not real. I knew she was gonna say that.
Are you dumb or something? Why don't you talk?
Can't you see she's been through hell? She's not here to take chores off your lazy hands.
But why are your eyes so crazy? That'd be the first thing I would ask. Like, why is she just standing there staring at him? Just you woke up to that. See, this is what I'm talking about. You gotta keep killing people to do shit. You know, this might be why this magic is forbidden. You know, just saying. And let me guess, he's gonna die at the end. Yeah, like maybe that dark magic, maybe that's, you know, not the best thing to use. But you're gonna run out of mages. You keep using that shit.
Hey, careful now. Easy, does it? You got bit, butcher.
Oh, he poured some of that juice on his leg. Okay, if I create, if that big ass fireball would hit them and they'd have burned up, but like, it's magic. It's not real. You're not actually burning. Like, I think I am. Oh.
It's working.
That reminds me of a Supernatural. They were doing it like they crushing your heart and your body and stuff.
Sabrina, hold your fire until they're in range.
Oh, that was cool. He just keep disarming his
What do you want?
everything.
Get to the center of it all.
Ooh. Wow. Shield, they could just shoot into it. That's cool. Yeah, see, he died too, like.
Coral, save yourself. No!
Ooh. seems to be more of an elemental type witch. Is it that shit that was in there? Them worms? Oh. Fucking things. Oh no. Superhero landing.
Is anyone out there?
There go Trish. That motherfucker grabbed her and stabbed her with a torch.
We can't give up. We can still fight.
I like how they show like these like in these individual little battles, like they show one maid and then a bunch of dead soldiers. I would love like if that's all I could have is just a ground town booth like that, I would take it.
You're alive.
Isn't it stuff that she said? Isn't it the same thing that she was in?
We all
That
do.
they put mouse sack in a cell that like nullifies his magical
The
abilities.
Northern King.
Do you actually have what it takes?
Shit. Shit. I can't wait to see him teach her how to use a sword. Oh, of course, this is the house.
I need to tell you.
They're doing this thing where they will always be just out of reach of each other up until like the end of season 2 or some shit. And they finally unite with each other.
People linked by destiny will always find each other.
Okay, I guess this is actually happening. I was wrong.
Who is Yennefer?
You're like, what? You're like, Nani? Yeah, cause like, where did Yennefer go? She just disappeared. Did she portal out, or was that dark magic she disintegrated into? I doubt that. They're not really ready. Yennefer is. Like, I ain't read the books. So I don't know if Yennefer dies, or I doubt that. Even if that like she died in the book, let's say in the books that she died right there. I don't think they would do that in the show. I don't think so. Especially a lot of people seem to like Yennefer in the show. Even if that was in the script for her to die there, even you don't actually you don't know what happened. You could assume she was dead, but you don't know what happens. You could always she didn't die. Like they almost gauging the audience reaction. Like, oh no, she's alive. Since you like her, we brought her back. But cool. Last episode, and I was way off. They actually that she ran back, and they guess Destiny's like I said, Destiny always people destined. What was it? People destined to be together will always find each other. That we said. But like I was saying before, I really want to see him like training her with the swords. Because when I played Witcher 3, at the beginning, he was training her, and I remember she was like she was doing that the thing from it's been in other movies, but the first one come to mind is Batman Begins, where Bruce Wayne was almost like wooden poles, like, and had to fight people off. I had to fight people off and keep his balance and stuff like that in the fight. I remember she was like doing it on like cartwheels and fighting with a sword. So in the game, but I'm curious if they're gonna do that. Yeah, I would assume they're gonna do that here. And then in the game, I know that I can't remember if, because I know they get separated and they're trying to find each other in the game. You're looking for Yennefer. You're looking for Sentry. Sentry. You're looking for Siri, and she's like, I think some time has passed, and she's like, I want to say 19, somewhere around that age, 18, 19, and I know you play as her. She has like teleport powers, which I thought was cool. When I saw it when I was playing the game, I remember I first switched from Geralt to her. For some reason, when I play RPGs, I hate switching characters. And especially if I'm playing a character and I feel like I've upgraded them, and then now I have to switch because the story is forcing me to another character, and I haven't upgraded them at all, and that, or I haven't been able to, or I couldn't upgrade them. That it usually irritates me and pisses me off. But playing with Siri, it was actually fun. I was like, it's cool. She had her own abilities. I mean, she's not, she's good at sword fighting. I mean, I don't know if you could say really she's not as good as Geralt or not. I mean, he still has way more experience than her, but she was still pretty good. And, you didn't have any of your other magical abilities that Geralt has. But yeah, it was fun playing with her in that game. I was like, oh, not as bad as I thought, because it kind of what game was I just thinking about? Where you had to switch characters. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, where you have to switch between the two protagonists. I think they're twins. It's a man and a female. And I remember I always played with the guy. I think in the story you can pick which one you want to play as. You can switch, but there are certain stories you have to play as like the guy, or you have to play as the woman, in that story. And then I remember I was playing with the guy. I think his offense was better than hers, because they have different stats and stuff like that per the different characters. And I remember I was like, because I was playing the game a lot more aggressive and like sneaky or anything like that. So, and also I could sneak, because you could still sneak obviously, but when shit hit the fan, it was easier to play as the guy. But I still upgraded the chick at the same time. So, but it was the mission when I had to play as her. I was like, damn, I gotta play as her now. But when I played with her, I was like, holy shit, she's better than the guy, because I upgraded, like, she had like her cloak, where if you stand still, she goes invisible and no one can see her. As long as no one walks into her, you're completely invisible. And I was like, oh shit, you get more knives, more throwing knives. I think it's something else. I don't remember if she has a gun. I know they introduced guns in that one. I don't remember if she had a gun. I know the guy had a gun. He had like a revolver or something. But she had more knives. She also had more healing items, but she had less overall health, so she couldn't take as much damage as the guy could, and she couldn't deliver as much damage. But her stealth and her like other accessories way better than the guys. And like I said, she had that cloak. When I had that cloak and I went invisible, I was like, shit, like I could literally just be in front of somebody. But and of course, if they see you, you couldn't just stand still and they wouldn't see you anymore. Like, where'd they go? Like, no, they know where you're at. They attack you. But yeah, it reminds me of that game where there are actually different stats when you play as people. And I wish they would introduce that in like Resident Evil, because I know in like Resident Evil 5 and 6, when you play as different people, you can choose to play different people. Everyone's the same, so it's not like, oh, you're playing as Chris. They have different weapons, but even then, like if you play, like say you're playing as Chris, it could be like maybe you could take more damage than playing with, I think his name was Pierce, but that was in 6. Or 5, you play with Chris, maybe you could take more damage than playing with Shiva. Or maybe they need to bring back Shiva. They done brought back pretty much everybody else except Shiva. And I don't like that fucking excuse. People like, well, she's part of the BSA in Africa. Why would she cross paths with Chris again in Europe? Or like, they can figure out a way. They said that same bullshit about Chris and Leon back in the day when people wanted Chris and Leon to cross paths, because they basically both the two main protagonists that people like, and they wanted them to cross paths. And people was like, I remember back then, like, well, why would, I think it was when RE4 came out, and everyone loved it. And people was like, well, no, I think it might have been RE5. Because before, I think when RE5 came out, you saw Chris punching boulders and shit. You're like, I like to see Chris and Leon team up or something like that, because Chris was with Shiva, an unknown character, brand new to that game. And I remember people was like, we would like to see Chris and Leon in it. Like, no. And I remember people justifying it, who was saying that, well, these were fans justifying. I don't think it was ever any official thing from Capcom thing. It might have been. Maybe that's where they got it from. But saying that, well, Leon works for the president over here, and Chris is a BSAA operative over here in Europe and stuff. So why would he deal with, why would he cross paths with Chris and all stuff? Like, you could figure out a way, which they did in 6. They end up crossing paths. And I guess they had to kill the president to do it, which they didn't have to. Hell, you look at the movies. They had they sent Leon into Europe to figure out something. I can't remember that, but the movie, like off the top of my head, the plot and everything. But they sent Leon to Europe basically, and I was like, Chris is a BSA agent in Europe, right there. Like, come on now. With bullshit. So you could do it. It's not hard to do. But why would they cross paths? Like, it doesn't. I ain't said they like. Chris works is a secret service agent or something like that. But they could cross paths at some point. You could just write it in there. And I was like, that's what I said when I hear people talk about Shiva, because I'm not the only one who would like to see Shiva back. Because I'm like, you bringing everybody else back, bring Shiva back, and I forget the black guy's name. I think it was Kevin. In 5, that guy who posed to train Shiva. They could bring him back too. He was cool in there too. So, because I think it was wasn't there like a mission where you could play as him? I think it was showing like, because it was a part where in that game where you come in and he is being attacked. And I think the DLC for him was what was going on right before they came in, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I was like, come on, you could do that. Just you could bring her back. You brought back fucking Claire, and she's on the most on the like the rescue side of things rather than like the like you say operative side, like special forces, I guess you say side, like Leon and Chris are. She's well, yes, because they supposed to be a rescue team, the Stars, with Jill was on there, but they seemed like a paramilitary almost like team, even though they were in a police station. Because I remember when I was a kid, I was like, are they like a special version of SWAT? They're not SWAT. They're like another version, but I remember they're the best of the best type thing, and so I was like, well, it was always weird. I'm like, why are they in a police station? Why are they? It was like, I guess they work. Do they work for the police. I said like SWAT, or are they like a completely separate thing? They just happen to be in Raccoon City in that police station. Like I don't know, but as like they was like they like super badasses. So they brought back and they brought back all those people and they brought back Sherry and she has fucking Wolverine healing powers now. They got Albert Wesker's son. I don't even know if that's gonna still be canon. They're probably not even canon anymore. It's because RE6, as far as I know, I think it sold well. I don't think it was like acclaimed. You know, like a lot of people liked it because they did take a lot. The only horror part of it was Leon, the beginning part of Leon's campaign, and that was pretty much it. Everything else was action, which I had no problem. But I'm telling you, play 6, and then I haven't played it yet. I get it. I'm planning on doing a let's play of it, the remake, RE2 remake. Now I've watched some videos of people playing it, and they have the the kind of solid where you running like that. You can't sprint like in 6, and you can't dodge like in 6. So. And it's weird when it's like when you have something somebody takes it away and you feel it more. So that's what I said, like especially in that game where you have Mr. X constantly chasing you, or you have those lickers that can literally clear a whole of like a 30-foot long hallway in like a second. I ain't gonna lie, I would love a dodge or a sprint or something. Like I'm not saying you gotta be like 6 where you jump on the ground and roll around like Riggs from Lethal Weapon and then shoot on your back and shuffle backwards. I didn't say you gotta do all that, but just dodge. Just when they jump, you get a quick QTE button flash or hit X, or you hit X or A or whatever on Xbox. And you dodge the move, or you can sprint or something. Come on, you got that. And they'll be like, well, that takes away from the horror aspect. Like, you can still have horror, but give your character a little bit more mobility. And you're like, well, you got to take away the mobility to add the horror. Like, no, you don't. Like they give you all these weapons. I mean, you do have to reserve them. You can't just go in there guns blazing. But you can have something. But anyway. Great episode. I'm curious to see what happened to Yennefer. I'm sure she's still alive. She probably something happened and maybe her natural magical abilities just ported her to a safe place or something. I'm sure Trish will be fine. She got straight up just burned her fucking chest. Garrow's finally found Ciri. Like I said, I want to see the training of her, and I don't think Garrow's going to. I don't think they're going to do anything when he turns her into a Witcher. Because when I played the game, I assumed when I first played it, I was oh she's been turned into a Witcher already, because she had white hair. And I was like, oh, she's a Witcher. And she had white hair and weird eyes. I was like, oh, she's a Witcher. But as I played the game, I was like, oh, she's not a Witcher. She's something else. And she has, because I was thinking, I said, is she a Witcher with maybe the process they went through did something different to her? Or something. I was like, no, she's not a Witcher. She's just I can't remember in the game what they said, but she's basically something else. But that would be cool, like if she actually could go through that transformation without dying. Of course, it's a story. They could just say, well, she lived, like even though only 3 out of 10 boys lived, when Geralt did to her, she lived. Even though I don't think Geralt would do that to her, because he's like, if the risk is that high of someone dying during that process, I don't think he would do that to her. But say he did, because now she has her already magical abilities, will put her on a different level. And then you add in the fact that now she has Witcher ability, which pretty much enhance everything physically about her. So, because that's what it seemed like with Witchers. process enhances everything physical about you, so you can physically take on monsters. But you would think, like, if a mages would be probably better equipped to handle monsters because they get the magical power, especially you doing, force chokes and force pushes, and you just shoot fire out of your hands and burn an entire hillside, or like just all this other shit they can do, or create barriers and force fields and shit. You like, maybe we could train these mages. Give them some weapons training and everything, and they could probably do a better job than the Witcher, because Witcher has some magical powers, but they're nothing like a mage though. They're nowhere near a mage's abilities. But it's like everything physical about them has been enhanced, so they can take more damage. They have healing factor. They have better strength. They can see in the dark. I'm sure it's a spell to make you better see in the dark, or maybe give you enhanced strength or something like that for a short period of time. Because it seemed like these magical spells don't stick. It's not like, oh, I do a spell, I have magical ability, I have enhanced strength now, and I just keep it. Like, it seemed like you probably have it, it wears off, and you need to constantly, like Geralt drinking and stuff, like to constantly drink something, do something to keep that strength, rather than just doing one spell once and you have it forever. It's kind of like in some literature or stories where people say, oh, you could be immortal, and they have magic in their world. And it's, oh, well, it's actually, you're technically not immortal, but it's more of a mind transfer. Like, you could transfer your consciousness into another body. So technically you're immortal, but at the same time you're not, because your original body what you started with is dead. But you just took but then people are, well, what are you other than your consciousness? Yeah, you're a body, but everything up here is actually what makes you who you are. So you take that and put it into another body. That's like immortality. Like people say that about Professor X. Like when we found out that Professor X could take his consciousness and put it into another body, like that practically makes you immortal in a sense, because you can just keep doing it, just keep mind transferring into other bodies. Like Orochimaru. Is it Orochimaru? Yeah, I think I just said the same thing. In Naruto, like that's what he does. Like he gained immortality by transferring his mind into somebody else. That way he can keep perfecting his ninjutsu, or whatever I forget what they call it in Naruto. But he could keep perfecting over and over and over. And just you could put that I could put my mind in a baby. Now, of course, the consciousness that was there is gone. But I guess you're talking about baby, how much conscience they have. But still, like, you replacing your mind or a baby's mind with your mind. And that you grow up knowing everything that you already know. So that'd be like you're a baby and you just grow up and you already potty trained when you can physically go to the bathroom. So you could just keep doing stuff. You're basically immortal. You just have to live out your life, unless you do like things like, well, I'm gonna take my mind, put it in a 20-year-old's body or something like that. If I'm 90 and I can transfer my mind to a 20-year-old rather than like a baby, that way you don't have to be an infant. But anyway, I'm talking about a bunch of bullshit. Sorry about that. But I hope you all enjoyed my reaction. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Make sure to hit that bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. Subscribe if you're new here. Comment down below. Share this video. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.